What's going on, Bengals fans? We have some breaking news to discuss on today's show. The Cincinnati Bengals have made a trade for a quarterback. Might not necessarily be the quarterback that all of you guys wanted to go get. It's certainly not necessarily the quarterback that I wanted to go get for this Cincinnati Bengals team. They are trading for Browns quarterback Joe Flacco, and we all know the story with Joe Flacco. We seen him at the beginning of the season in game one. Wasn't necessarily that good in week one. Missed a lot of passes in that game. Missed a couple touchdown passes in that game as well. But look, everybody wanted the Bengals to go out there and trade for a quarterback. They did do it. Might not necessarily make you guys happy with the quarterback that they chose to go get. Also, it is very interesting as well that it is a division trade here in the AFC North. Joe Flacco did get benched for Dylan Gabriel this past week as well, so that's something to note with this quarterback trade here. The trade details here: the Bengals get Joe Flacco, and it's going to be a 5th, 6th round pick swap between these two teams here. So you're giving up that 5th round pick. In return, you're getting a 6th round pick and Joe Flacco. So we're going to discuss how this is going to affect this Bengals team this year. But first, I want to hear from you guys down inside the comment section. What is your one-word reaction to the Bengals trading for Joe Flacco? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section of today's show. I'll give you my one word here in just a second. My one word is mid. This is not the trade that I really wanted the Bengals to, go do. I personally wanted the Bengals to go out there and trade for Jameis Winston. I think he would have been a more exciting option for the Bengals if they go out there and make that trade. But look, Joe Flacco just in the past couple of years just has not been that good at all. I don't necessarily think he's going to help this Bengals team. He's not a mobile quarterback, so he's going to be sitting back there and probably getting sacked as much as Jake Browning is right now. He's throwing, pretty much the same amount of picks this season, if not more, than Jake Browning. He already got benched for a, rookie quarterback right now. It's a mid-trade, in my opinion. It's about that, right range in terms of that 5th, 6th round pick swap. I think you could have traded a 5th round pick for Jameis Winston, and I think a lot of Bengals fans would have been happy. I don't think a lot of you guys, maybe I'm just assuming, but I don't think a lot of guys I don't think a lot of fans are really going to be excited about this Joe Flacco trade. So let me know what you guys think down at the pinned comment of today's video. I want you to grade this trade for Joe Flacco. For me, the Bengals are going out there. They're making a move to, try to at least, fix that quarterback position right now. He is a veteran. He's been in the league for a long time. But for me, this one's a C. But let me know what you guys think down at the pinned comment of today's video. All right, like I said, Joe Flacco the past couple years just really hasn't been good. I would say overall the last time Joe Flacco was really playing at a, decent level at that quarterback position was probably back in 2016. Just looking at some of his stats right here, that's the last time he threw for 4,000 yards, and still in that season he had 20 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. But you see the past 4 years right here, it's just not really good quarterback play, and this season really just hasn't been it at all for Joe Flacco either. He's got 2 touchdowns so far this season. He's got 6 interceptions. The QBR is absolutely awful. I tweeted out a video at the beginning of the year after the Bengals played the Browns, and there was a couple touchdown throws that he just absolutely missed. Look, you do get him at a cheap cost right now. He does have a couple of incentives, but that's not really something that we need to go into. I don't think it's really that much there. He's owed less than $2 million, I think, at this point in the season. He's sitting at about $1.5 million. So you're not having to pay him a ton, but this is just kind of that same thing that the Bengals do. They're going out there, they're being cheap. And look, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm just not very excited about this Joe Flacco trade. I don't necessarily think he's going to be the answer for the Bengals at that quarterback spot. All right, we will continue with this trade discussion here in just a second. But From everyday dinners and effortless entertainment to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. Enjoy USDA certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, and so much more. And now, during their early Black Friday sale, get 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners here at Bengals Breakdown get an extra $35 off just by using promo code Bengals at checkout. Terms do apply, and you can see that website for extra details, but you can see right there, it's not just steaks. They've got steak, they've got chicken, they've got burgers, they've got brats, they've got desserts, they've even got their own seasonings as well. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. The early Black Friday sale is the perfect time to shop for the best deals, plus orders placed before 6 p.m. Eastern Time ship the exact same day. Omaha Steaks has been America's original butcher since 1917. It is a family-owned company with over 100 years of experience in the meat industry. If you guys need, gifts or presents or anything like that to send to family members for, Christmas, this is a very, very good thing. They've got a bunch of different types of bundles that you guys can choose from as well. You can save big right now with Omaha Steaks. Just visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and extra 20% off select favorites during their early Black Friday sale. And you guys here at Bengals Breakdown get an extra $35 off just by using promo code Bengals at checkout. Terms do apply, and you can see that website for extra details, but that's 50% off at omahasteaks.com plus an additional $35 off just by using promo code Bengals at checkout. Look, if we're going to spin this maybe in a positive light here, at least Joe Flacco is a veteran. We don't necessarily know. I think it's going to be at least a week or two probably before Joe Flacco is able to start for you if that is the direction that the Bengals want to go. I don't necessarily know what that direction is going to be. I think for right now, going into this next week, I think Jake Browning is going to be the starting quarterback against Green Bay. I still think it's going to take at least a week or two to get Joe Flacco, up to speed and, learning the, offensive system and everything like that. Look, maybe, coming over here to the Bengals, he does have more weapons, but, we still talk about that offensive line being, just struggling right now, and maybe he can make the checks and maybe he can make the smart plays that, Jake Browning isn't necessarily making right now, but just still, being back there behind this offensive line, I think Joe Flacco, he's an older guy. I just don't see him being the fix right now for this Bengals team. And is he an upgrade over Jake Browning? I don't necessarily know if he is or not, but, I'm sure here in the next 2 weeks, I'm sure we're going to find out. When breaking news happens, we have got you covered. Make sure you are subscribed right here to Bengals Breakdown by Chat Sports. We're live for every single Bengals game. And like I said, we've got you covered for all breaking news. So make sure you hit that sub button for me right now. Look, Jake Browning, he hasn't been it this season. You can see right there his stats. It's about the same for the most part as Joe Flacco. It really... Jake Browning, in my opinion, at this point is kind of not even a younger Joe Flacco, because younger Joe Flacco, was actually good when he was back in his prime. Is this an upgrade? I don't necessarily think so. Maybe Joe Flacco can bring another element to this Bengals team in terms of maybe being that veteran leader that can be on the sidelines, be in the meeting room to help, Jake Browning out a little bit. Maybe he can see something else that Jake Browning isn't necessarily seeing. Maybe he can, provide some of that veteran leadership, for Jake Browning. I think if you were going to make this move, it should have probably been 2 weeks ago. So at this point, in the season, Joe Flacco or whoever it, would have been, would be ready to go against Green Bay. But right now, I think going into this week, you're still probably going to see Jake Browning out there. Obviously, the Bengals earlier today did release Mike White, so he's obviously not going to be an option. Brett Rippon's always there, but I don't think he's a viable option for the Bengals at that quarterback position either. But we'll see. Does it save the Bengals season? I don't necessarily think so. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Does this trade for Joe Flacco save the Bengals season? Let me know what you guys think. Be honest with me down in the comments section. Type Y for yes or N for no.